With grilling season right around the corner, it's time to pimp up your steak. These are my favorite 3 compound butters I always have in the freezer, so whenever I need them, I'm ready to pop a slice on. A compound butter is simply butter with added ingredients. You can store them in the freezer for months, so you have them at hand whenever you need them. Let's dive right in. The first one is a classic herb garlic butter. You can use that for shrimps, for steaks, and all sorts of other things. I usually take a tour of my herb garden and get whatever is growing. Since this is spring, everything's growing. I'm using a food processor, but of course you can simply use a knife and chop things up fine. Get in some chives. I have some mint. Don't go overboard with the mint. Some sage. These are celery leaves because I have celery growing in the yard. A little bit of Loveagef, of course, Germans like their Loveagef. And I've got some oregano here. Of course, since this is a garlic compound butter, you cannot miss out on the garlic. I'm using this fresh. Of course, you could saute it in a little bit of butter to take the edge off, but I actually like the harsh raw garlic flavor. So don't go overboard with raw garlic. I'm only putting like 1 clove in here. Add a little bit of salt. I'm using a stick of unsalted butter. If you're using salted butter, of course, hold back with the salt and taste first. Add a couple grains of black pepper, and now just pulse this until it's finely chopped. Don't forget to wipe down the sides of your food processor once or twice, because you don't want big chunks in there. That should do the trick. And all it takes now is a fork, and you have room temperature butter. You take that out and let it sit on the counter for a couple hours. Combine this really well. I found the fork works best because it gives you some extra stirry action with the tines. This is what the result looks like. Let's quickly test. Sufficiently salty. You want to be a little bit on the heavy side of salt because this is a condiment that goes on top. And now we just need to shape this. Use a wet rag on your cutting board. Because if your cutting board is moist, plastic film will stick to it. See? Simply add your butter, shape it a little bit into a log shape. And now all you need to do is fold this in, roll it up, and then take the ends and roll it backwards on your board. See what that does? It tightens it on the sides and you get a very nice, very consistent looking log. Now just do a half knot here. And this goes into the fridge for 3-4 hours until it's set. Or you can just pop it into the freezer and pull it out whenever you need it. While that compound butter is setting in the fridge, why don't you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another episode. The second compound butter I'm making is avocado butter. It works on seafood. It also works really well on vegetables. For this butter, a food processor is really handy because you want to mash up the avocado without any lumps. To your food processor, add an avocado. Just scoop it out. Add a good pinch of salt. Avocado really likes salt. Avocado also likes acidity. I have one of these little mutant lemons from a friend of mine. They are perfect for the zest because they have so much surface. And then of course we need some juice. Not too much. You don't want this to get too liquid. Now a couple grains of black pepper. You could add cumin to it, or you could add cilantro to it. Both would work in combination or on their own. I'm just going to add a small clove of garlic. Chop that up a little. And now give this a spin until it's smooth. There. That's it. Avocado butter will remain spreadable even when chilled. You also could use this on an awesome avocado toast. Just imagine a buttery, smooth avocado toast. Breakfast is calling. Again, this is roughly a stick of butter. For my metric viewers, that's somewhere in the neighborhood of around half a block or 100 to 125 grams. Use a fork, mash it up. Let's sample. This could use a little more salt. Special ingredient if you want a little heat. Tahini adds acidity and adds a little bit of heat without any liquid. Perfect. This butter, of course, gets the same old treatment. Plastic wrap. Spread the butter on here. And then, as we did before, fold over, roll back. And off to the fridge or freezer we go. My third compound butter is one you've probably never seen or heard of before. I really like it on chicken and seafood. To your butter, add about a tablespoon of miso. Then I'm using an orange extract and add just a little bit of that. And I'm adding Korean peppers. Quite some, because this is supposed to be spicy. 3 ingredients. You probably don't need extra salt because miso is quite salty. So just mix it up and sample it. There. You could of course do this with lemon or lemon zest instead of the orange flavor. That works real well too. Push into a bit of a log shape. Secure. Off to the fridge we go. And if you want a condiment that goes really well with summer and grilling, you should watch my tzatziki recipe next.